All right, we are back with another review. This review is going to be for the Real Housewives of Potomac, latest episode. Can't remember the title, but it aired last night, January 14th, 2024. Anyway, this episode was a little bit better than last week's. Um, a lot of filler, stuff with Candace and her IVF journey, her and Nika at lunch, or Neka, however you say the chick's name. I can't stand her, so I'm not too much invested in anything she's got going on. We got to see Giselle and Faith preparing for her to go off to college and taking a self-defense class, which I think is really important, especially in 2024. We did get to see Robin and Juan have like a cooking dinner date with Mia and her husband. And it was interesting because Mia kind of asked Juan about paying for the ladies' hotel room, and he told that same story about her losing her wallet or whatever, and he went in to pay for it. Okay, girl. Okay. Like I'm with Mia. Like they telling the same story together. That's their story. They're sticking to it. At this point, if people are still mad about Juan and Robin, you gotta move on. Because if she's willing to put up with it, if she likes it, we gotta love it. It's just, it is what it is. For me, the best part of this episode was Karen's path event or PAVE event, I'm sorry. It is an organization that talks about sexual assault and grape. I don't want to use the R word. I'm trying to get monetized, but grape, you know what that is. I thought this was a really powerful thing to put on the show. Sexual assault happens to so many people. It's so prevalent. It's scary, men and women, and children, obviously. Like I said in my last review, I think Mia has the most interesting story to tell out of anybody on the show. She has the most interesting stuff going on. During Karen's PAVE event, they had a singer sing this acoustic song, which was obviously about sexual assault. And Mia ends up getting up in the middle of the song. She was crying, and she goes in the bathroom to gather herself. So Ashley gets up from the table because she notices that Mia is gone. And she goes back to her because she was in the bathroom, and she checks on her, and they start talking, and Mia's like, I'm fine, I'm just, this happened to me, and it's hard for me to deal with, and I usually leave in this situation because I don't want to deal with it. So she kind of goes into it a little bit, but what I gathered from what she said, apparently she was assaulted by her friend Jacqueline's boyfriend. And she said that's part of the reason why she treats Jacqueline the way that she does, why she's kind of mean to her, because she feels like her friend shouldn't have left her there with him alone. Obviously, her friend Jacqueline didn't know that her boyfriend was going to do that to Mia. But that's crazy. That is really scary. And that's some serious trauma. And she's dealing with a lot, because not only are you dealing with being assaulted, you're dealing with the fact that that was your best friend's man, and you have not dealt with it, so you inadvertently take it out on your friend as well. I thought that was so interesting, and it's a shame because it literally happened within the last 3 minutes of the episode. I like that they're going to be bringing Jacqueline back, because I actually thought she was good for the show last season. Their whole friendship dynamic was very interesting to me. But Mia, that's crazy, and I'm sorry that happened to you. And that's wild that it was your best friend's dude. I would be interested to hear more of the story. Like, what happened to him? Like, what is he doing now? Did he take accountability? Did you press charges? Like, what happened? How did Jacqueline handle the situation? What did she do? It's really interesting. I like when shows like this talk about topics like this. They're uncomfortable topics that we don't want to discuss. We'd rather just brush it under the rug and keep it moving, which is what most people do. And what's crazy though, I'm gonna just jump back a little bit. At the beginning of the event, or not the beginning, like right when the woman started singing, they started going around the table, like in their confessionals, and it seemed like almost every single chick on the cast had a sexual assault story. That's crazy. That's crazy. It shows you how not far removed we are from each other and what we're dealing with. And it was interesting. It was interesting to hear that and to learn that more than half of the women have that shared experience. I definitely think this episode was probably one of the best of the season so far. I like that we're getting more into Mia. Mia, to me, is unapologetically honest about herself, and I find that interesting. She don't be telling the truth about other stuff, but she seems to be honest about herself and her story and her struggles, and I can appreciate that because there's a lot of people that can relate to it. You know, the whole issue with her mom, her marriage, and now we're learning about this situation with her and her best friend, which explains the dynamic between the two. And that takes a big person to admit that. Like the fact that she admitted this is probably why I'm a little meaner to my friend Jacqueline because of what happened to me. All in all, I actually thought it was a really good episode. We're in mid-season, so I feel like it's gonna pick up. And we'll see what happens. Continue to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.